Today's video is sponsored by Upside. Welcome back to Outdoors with the Morgans. It's another scorcher today. It is probably mid-90s, but the good news is I think I'm starting to get immune to it. Besides, it's not too bad here in the shade, and there's a little bit of a breeze, but I just cranked out 24 1x6s, and I managed to squeeze out some stickers too, 24 of them, so that would make 48 stickers. I'll use these for pine, but I kind of prefer red oak stickers over the pine. But there's just not much value in this white pine. If you need it for something, it's worth its weight in gold. But if you're trying to sell this, I mean, it's $1 a board foot, maybe $1.25. At least that's what it is around here. So that one log, 96 board feet, yeah. I think 96 board feet out of that log, so there's $100 worth of wood right there. Now, it didn't take long to saw that, and you know, $100 is $100, but it can be hard going from, you know, quarter sawn white oak and nice live edge walnut slabs that's worth 5, 6, 7 times as much as this. Right now, I need to get the hunt man, and we're going to run out for a little bit. I'll tell you what, he has been fantastic lately. We went through a bit of a rough patch with him, and that happens probably for about 2 to 3 weeks. He was very irritable, very easily worked up over things, and, you know, we're kind of adjusting some medications and things like that. And knock on wood, I hope we have it figured out, because he's just so much happier. You know what I mean? And the last couple weeks have been great. Or I'm sorry, the last couple days, not the last couple weeks, have been fantastic. So hopefully we have that figured out. He's just been calm, smiling, just all around in a really good mood, and doesn't get as worked up. He's not as crazy about having to do all the laundry. Someone commented the other day to me about, I got something in my eye. I was wearing this green shirt, and when I was looking through my videos, I had the same shirt on 3 videos in a row. And someone asked me if I wear the same shirt every day, and the answer to that is sometimes I do. It's always clean, just because as soon as you get a shower, put your clothes in the laundry hamper, Hunter takes them down and wants to wash the laundry. So like my same pants, my same shirts are always on top. And it's crazy, but he's just obsessed with making sure the laundry's done as soon as it's dirty. Well, summer is in full swing, and you know what that means. It means road trips, backyard barbecues, trips to the beach. Not for me, I'm not a big beach person, but what it means for all of us is you spend a lot of money. Now, if you were to use the Upside app like I do, you get cash back. It's unbelievable. It's a legit app. You get real money back when you purchase things that you're already going to purchase anyway, like food, fuel, groceries, those types of things. There's over 100,000 gas stations, grocery stores, and restaurants on the Upside app, ensuring cash back is right around the corner. And it's real money. It's not credits or rewards or anything confusing like that. It's real cash that you can get deposited right into your bank account. The app is incredibly easy to use as well. All you do is open the app, you search for offers in your area, claim those offers, you go buy your fuel or your groceries or whatever it is with the credit card that you have linked to that app, and you get your cash back. People can earn 3 times more cash back with Upside than any other product. This includes loyalty programs and credit card rewards. 1 million cash back is being earned by users each week. The top Upside earners are making as much as $300 per month. To find out how much you could earn, click the link in the description to download Upside and use code Morgans to get an extra 25 cents back for every gallon on your first tank of gas. Or scan the QR code here to claim this offer. All right, back down at the sawmill here today. Levi's doing some weed eating. As soon as he's done with that, he's coming down, and we're going to saw some more white pine. I started a lift here last night. I'd like to get about 1,000 feet of that sawing up. Mostly 1x6s and 1x8s. This will be the first stuff that goes in the kiln, and the reason is I got some bad news. I am seeing signs of the dreaded powder post beetles. Now, I'm only seeing it so far in the white pine logs, not so much the hardwood. I believe it's 2 different types of beetles. You'll have one that attacks the hardwoods, one that attacks the softwoods. I may be wrong about that, but I think that's the way it is, and it's just part of it, especially this time of year. So, with that being said, you got to get the stuff sawn, stacked. I do have a spray. I'll show that in another video. You treat it, and I'm going to treat the logs. That'll help slow it down a little bit. You're not going to stop it completely. What will stop it completely is when you get this stuff up to about 160 degrees in the kiln. That will kill everything. From that point, it has to go indoors. So that's the plan for the white pine. I'm not seeing any indications of it in any of the hardwood logs. Well, I take that back. The hickory, it's like a specific beetle. I got to look into that more and learn more about that. But it's the only place I see it in the hardwoods is on the hickory. Now, that's the bad news. The good news is, and this is something pretty cool, it's actually really cool. All these stacks of lumber right here, especially when you walk through here, that's plain sawn, red oak, walnut, cherry, white oak, walnut. All this, a lot of this wood had been sitting around for a long time, probably over a year. But once you get it sawn and stacked and stickered on these hot days, when you get near these stacks of wood, it is noticeably cooler. I'm talking 10 degrees cooler, like when you walk through here. And it's all because of the evaporation process. You know, this wood is actually air drying and it's pulling the moisture out of it. And it's a lot cooler. I mean, noticeably cooler. You just get back from a walk, Melissa?
Yeah, it's muggy out.
I'm done with it.
And the bugs, I got 2 bugs in my eyes.
You know, there's other places that we don't have them that bad, the bugs, but this year, like
in the trails, they're.
I was just talking about like the powdered post beetles getting in the logs. You got to deal with that. You got little gnats. You just.
Yeah.
It's just, ugh.
You have a nice setup here.
Summertime.
Yeah.
Hot, bugs, sticky, muggy. And the ground's just saturated. We've had so much rain. Now, yesterday, a lot of people were asking, out in eastern PA, they got hammered. Real bad flooding out there, about 7 inches, and that was out by Mount Joy where Messick's is.
Yeah.
But there's all kind of localized flooding out there. I haven't really checked today to see how bad it was, but pretty nasty stuff.
It is.
I'm ready for fall, Melissa.
Don't say that. Not yet.
Cool temperatures.
Stormwater Authority will take care of it.
Yeah, this Levi said the stormwater.
Thank goodness.
Yeah. Yeah, if you didn't see that video, you got to go back and watch that. We now have a Stormwater Authority. They're going to tax their way out of flooding problems, which will never work. That's a whole nother story. I did a video on it, actually did some research on it and looked into it and did a good video on that. If you didn't see that, go back and check it out. Sometimes I just kind of wing it when we're doing stuff around here. But I looked into it, and it's kind of interesting how the whole watershed is supposed to work and how it works now with all the development. But anyway, we're going to saw some more white pine, get it stacked and stickered, and go from there. Oh, before we get started, I wanted to show you something else. Many of you have caught this in the last couple videos. I got a laser. Now, here's the thing. I have had a laser on this mill since the day that I got it. I'm just now starting to use it a little bit more. It's good. I mean, it works pretty well. It shows you where your cut's going to be, and you can kind of see it down the log here, but not really well. And the problem is, we're in a shaded area right here, and it's not even a real sunny day, and you just can't see it. Now, I can come down here and put my hand. Here's the laser right here on this finger. You probably can't see it. It makes it nice for centering the log, like with this pine. If I'm sawing good hardwoods, I'm using a tape measure, and I'm getting the pith centered exactly. The pine, I'm not as worried about it, because you saw right through it anyway. But I want to get the log leveled up because you've got taper. You know, that end is smaller than this end. If you just put it on the mill, it's going to be kind of pointed downwards. So you use your toe boards, lift it up, level it up. That's where I use the laser mostly. Some guys use it so they don't hit their stops. It's a good thing, you know what I mean? But it's just not bright enough. If you were inside, I think it would work better. And you know what else you could do? You could put a mirror on that end down there, and standing from the operator station, you'd be able to see that, yeah, that side of the log and where that laser's hitting. I'm kind of rambling, but long story short, it's handy. It's not as great as you would think. Did that make sense? We just sawed right about 200 board feet. Those are 1x6s, white pine, and it didn't take long at all. I mean, that was quick. Kind of changing my opinion a little bit on sawing softwoods. I always say, unless you're a big production operation, there's not a lot of money in the softwoods. Let's figure this out. So right off the mill like that, you know, not stacking and stickering and all that and drying it, it's about $1.25 a board foot. That's about the most I'm going to get out of that around here. So the $1.25 times 200 board feet, $250 worth of lumber right there. However, I paid about 40 cents a board foot to have those logs brought here. So you can knock off $80 right off the bat off the $250. Now let's say it took an hour. It didn't really take that long, but by the time you get down here, get set up, it took an hour to saw that 200 board feet. So if it took an hour, let's just say for these purposes, 2 men, 40 bucks an hour each. That's another $80 an hour. So you subtract 80 from 170, you're at 90 bucks. Then you've got fuel, you've got the support equipment. You know, the support equipment's not much because I only used the mini skid maybe a total of 10 minutes throughout that whole process. The excavator maybe 5 minutes. So add another 20 bucks for equipment costs. You're down to $70. Then you got the sawmill and fuel for the sawmill. Per hour, blades, let's say it's $40 an hour. I have the numbers up at the building. Say it's $40 an hour. No, I'm back to what I thought before. There's no money in softwoods. There's just not. You have to enjoy doing it. Fortunately for me, I get paid from the videos that I do sawing the lumber. And I'm just being honest with you. You got to take that into consideration whenever you see videos out there on YouTube channels, you know, like bigger channels, talking about how much things are worth. You know, I will make more money on the video by far than the actual lumber that we just sawed. So this kind of stuff is always going through my head because at some point I won't do YouTube videos anymore. I don't know when that is, but at some point that'll happen. And then I have to determine if this is just going to be a hobby, the actual sawmilling, or if you can make a decent living at it. And I think you can, but it's not as easy as what you're led to believe by many. You know what I mean? It's a lot of work, a lot of equipment. I have built all of this that you see around here a couple different ways. Number one, by selling the firewood and selling some lumber and doing YouTube videos. The YouTube is what has built all this, but something else to keep in mind when you're thinking about that. Oh, it's so easy. You buy all this equipment and things from the money you make on YouTube. Yeah, you do, but it's an incredible amount of time spent that could have been spent sawing lumber, firewood, digging for people, brush hogging for people. Just a lot of different things to think about. There's no easy way. You know, the YouTube thing we've spent, you would be blown away at how many hours it takes to just filming a video. You know, you're moving cameras around, stuff like this. I'm just doing some time-lapse stuff because I'm not going to do a whole video on sawing just white pine. You know what I mean? If it's a real interesting log, that's why I've been doing more shorts. Like a 3-minute short. 1 minute is too short. 3 minute is just about right for a log. You know what I mean? Or to learn something. 3 minutes. People's attention span, they can handle a 3-minute video. Yeah, I'm all over the place here, but that's why I do the shorts. Like if I have a nice walnut log or a cherry log, I can go into detail on the log, how big it is, how many board feet we got out of it. We can look at the figure. If I'm quarter sawing or plain sawing, I can fit all that in 3 minutes. I'm not going to do a 20-minute video or a half-hour long video on just sawing a log, you know? Like this one right here, today's video, I don't know, we got 300 board feet of lumber sawn in this video and we're not done yet. But it's more talking than anything because I think what I have to say is more important than watching me saw white pine, right? So, is there money in softwoods? Yeah, for the big operations. If not, that'd all be out of business. Is there money in softwoods for the small operations? I say it would depend on your location. Around here, just north of here, we have a lot of Amish mills. They sell it pretty cheap. They do. I just don't think there's a lot of money in it. I don't. But if you're building a building or a barn or a shed, or you have a molder, you want to make your own tongue and groove, there's a lot easier ways to make money. Let me just put it that way. One of those ways is to spend 8 years of your life, 50, 60, 70 hours a week, filming, editing, and hoping that your channel grows. You can make money doing that way. It's a lot easier than sawing lumber. A lot of things to think about. You know what I'm saying? I'm just being honest and open, and all these things need to be taken. You need to consider all these things when you're watching YouTube videos. That's all I'm saying. But anyway, I think that's about it for today's video. I gave up a lot of information there. I appreciate y'all being here. If you are a subscriber to our channel, double check. Make sure you are still subscribed. And if you're not and you enjoy this type of content, please consider subscribing. You know what? I'm going to talk about something else. I was never diagnosed with it when I was a kid. We just didn't do that then. I have to have ADHD or something. You know, our son Hunter has autism, severe autism, but I can't stay focused very long. I switch gears all the time. I enjoy it. I think it's great. But at the end of that video, you know those little pauses that I was doing? Because I was just talking about if you're a subscriber, all that stuff. My mind was already on what I'm going to do next. It was. I just started thinking about other things. Now, when I'm talking about what things cost or how I'm doing something, I'm involved in that. And I can just talk and talk. I don't have a script ever or anything like that. I can just ramble on if it's something that interests me or a point that I'm trying to get across. But that repetitive stuff, forget about it. I'm checked out. I'm already thinking about 5 other things. Catch you on the next one.